Welcome back to the Carton Show. I was on a panel yesterday here in New York City titled, What's Wrong with Sports? And one of the first things I said was paying guys who haven't done anything yet.
What?
And that's the situation in Dallas right now with Dak Prescott. Jerry Jones was asked about where he is with the potential looming contract extension for Dak Prescott, who has another year on his $100+ million deal. And we have sound, I believe. So let's hear from Jerry Jones talking about what's now going to become the big elephant in the room, the Dak Prescott contract extension. So my question is why? Why? What's the rush? Why are we now in the business of we better get Dak Prescott signed? He's got a contract for next year. You paid him over $100 million already. He's only got 2 playoff wins in his entire career, right? He's got $160 million. He's earned every penny of it,
sure.
And he got paid every penny of it after next year. And I'm saying to myself, every year we go into a season, it's, can you trust Dak Prescott? Is Dak the guy? Is he going to throw an interception in the big spot? He's not, blah, 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 all the negativity that comes along with being the starting quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm saying to myself, the Dallas Cowboys have been pretty good to Dak Prescott, considering they paid him off the injury and they paid him big money before he ever did anything in the postseason, right? So what's the rush? I think I would dangle the contract extension as a carrot of, you're playing great, kid. Now we got to see it in January. And when you deliver us the goods in January, I got $200 million waiting for you. But you got to deliver us the goods, because if you're just going to be the regular season quarterback who can't win in the playoffs, why am I giving you $200 million?
Because Jerry Jones has a to-do list, right? And that's Michael Parsons and CeeDee Lamb. So get the bright spot out the way. You want Dak there. You need Dak there, especially you're talking about he's coming off his third 10+ game.
Win season, yeah.
Excuse me. But overall, talking about 28 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, he's done a lot for this organization. So take care of him now, but understand you got CeeDee and Michael Parsons down.
Yeah, now Mike is a little different because they do have the 5th-year option on him, so they can kick the can down the curb for another year. Obviously, the other 2 guys, you got to do it after next year. But you follow what I'm saying? Look, he's a franchise quarterback. Mm-hmm. He's going to get paid. He's already gotten paid. Yeah. And I'm looking at it saying to myself, am I giving Dak Prescott $250 million?
Well, yeah, you are.
What?
That's the going rate, right? And the reason why you're going to give him this money is not just because he's earned it, but it's because the type of leader that you want at that position. They have it in Dak Prescott. He understands how to lead this group of men. He understands what it takes to be a Dallas Cowboy quarterback. And mind you, if he does add, because he is in the MVP conversation, if he does add MVP to his his resume, it's a realistic thing. I think he's a front runner.
But go ahead.
If he adds that, if he wins a couple playoff games and gets them past the divisional round, what else are you going to do?
I'm glad you just said that, but you're playing right into my argument.
I understand.
If he does all that, pay the man.
To lean into what you're saying, I will say this. The Dallas Cowboys are in a unique position because I don't believe Dak Prescott wants to play for anybody else.
I'm sure he doesn't.
And so for that being, if that is the case, you could wait. Make sure you lock up CeeDee Lamb, ensure that you get Michael Parsons taken care of, and then wait to
I would just say this. You look at the guys that have gotten the $200 million. Justin Herbert's never won a playoff game. Joe Burrow can't stay on the field and be healthy, right?
Mahomes.
Russell Wilson, obviously a disaster in Denver, but it's starting to get a little bit better right now. Jalen Hurts has regressed since he got the money. Lamar Jackson's having a great year. He's the anomaly in the group. But I'm saying to myself, man, you won 2 playoff games, and one of them games was against a 40-year-old Tom Brady.
Yeah,
go win a couple games in January, and I got no problem paying you a couple $100 million.
But we talk about time after time what makes Dak special. The fact that he gets dragged in the media after a tough loss, been able to bounce back. Yeah. He's the only guy I know, only quarterback I know, that can take a lashing in the media from his own owner and not take it personally.
Yeah.
Right? So that's Greg's point, man. He's a special type of quarterback. And we've set up on this desk, talked about it plenty of times. His teammates have come to his back, right? And he goes, no, I'm good. I can take it. And he's responded time after time.
Well, it's funny that Greg has the position he's taking here this morning, folks, for those of you that watch
the show
regularly.
What are we doing?
What
are we doing? Why must you go back?
You showed up on time. I think it's fair for me to address you.
Why must you go in reverse?
And keep you a big part of the program here today. I just figured there's a question that we should probably ask you now. I have nothing to back it up. They'll probably get it for later in the show.
No worries.
And ask me if I want to do it again. but are you still in the business of trading Dak Prescott for Daniel Jones? I'm just wondering where you stand on that. Because 3 months ago, you were going to trade Dak Prescott for Daniel Jones, and now you're telling me that I should give Dak Prescott $250 million.
I'm a realist.
Where we at?
I watched the tape, and Dak has made drastic improvements this season. Absolutely.
Well, to Greg's point, like, right now, if I'm Jerry Jones, I'm not talking about paying Dak Prescott because Dak Prescott's value is the highest it's been in his career right now in this moment. He's in the MVP race. If I'm Jerry Jones, I am not speaking about this because, like you were saying, Craig, let's see what you do in the playoffs. Because right now, he deserves the $200 big contract. So if I'm Jerry Jones, I'm not speaking about this until we see what happens in the postseason.
Yeah, listen, he's going to speak about it because he's Jerry Jones. But listen, I don't see what the rush is. Like we've said a million times on this show and every other show that the legacy of Dak Prescott will be decided in January, not in December. We give him a lot of credit for playing his ass off in this past game against Philly, even the game they lost at Philadelphia. And we say it with the one little caveat, which is great that he did it. Great that the Cowboys might actually, win the division and steal it from the Eagles. All well deserved, all the accolades. He's in the conversation as the runner-up for the MVP behind Brock Purdy, who dominated when they played head-to-head, because that's what MVPs do. That being the case, I'm not giving him $250 million yet.
What's the need not to pay him?
What's the need to pay him? I got him under contract.
Well, you've already paid him $160 million, right? So it's not like the situation where you pay a man and he's not performed. You paid him and he's performed up to his contract.
It's about winning Super Bowls, although they haven't done that in 30 years.
Yes.
All I'm saying is this. There's not a lot of guys. Maybe we'll do the Wheel of Dak later this week.
I'm down with that.
Who would you trade Dak Prescott for?
Nobody.
Yeah, you would.
No.
Brock Purdy like that in a heartbeat.
Stop it.
And Tommy DeVito, bang, like that in a heartbeat.
I like that. I don't like that much.
Hey there. Thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.